Hello there, very good evening. Thanks for tuning in to your favorite news destination. You're watching In Your Interest with me, Kabir Naqvi. Two specific focus segments for you on the broadcast tonight. First up, decoding what many are calling a political hit job in West Bengal. And if so, who ordered this political hit? And secondly, if Uttar Pradesh wants to sell its cuisine to the world, is a no non-veg menu, given its rich history and culture, acceptable and possible? Before that, the top headlines we're tracking for. 1 year after Operation Sindoor, India's military doctrine stands transformed. The operation has been swift, but the top focus right now is the Dravida Munitra Kazhagam passing its resolution condemning the Congress party for breaking its alliance. Even as the world talks about Operation Sindoor, a big political churn in the state of Tamil Nadu. West Bengal governor officially dissolves the state legislative assembly as per protocol. Even as Mamata Banerjee digs her heels in, does not submit that resignation, her cabinet stands dismissed. Suvendu Adhikari hits out at the Trinamool Congress over his personal assistant and his close aide's death. Says the murder was premeditated, claims that Chandranath Rath was killed because of purely his job profile. Back to Tamil Nadu, where actor-turned-politician with the thumping mandate, Vijay seeks legal expertise at his residence after meeting Tamil Nadu governor. Brainstorming session over the poll numbers with the experts after being asked by the governor to prove majority ahead of the government formation. A cabinet expansion in Bihar is 32 leaders, 15 from the Bharatiya Janata Party, 13 from JDU and other smaller parties take oath in the presence of the state governor. Nora Fatehi appears before the National Commission for Women, offers her apology, says she was unaware of the lyrics of the controversial Sarke Chunariya song. Well, first up and foremost, a historic mandate, and now we're talking about a horrifying murder. Badlav versus Badla. And as the ballots end, the bullets have certainly begun. Can West Bengal ever change power without bloodshed? Because 2 days after BJP's landslide victory in West Bengal, personal assistant of Suvendu Adhikari, who was the front runner for the post of the chief minister, was shot dead in Madhyamgram in the North 24 Paraganas just last night. And multiple shots were fired from point-blank range at Chandranath Rath by motorcycle-borne assailants. According to information, Rath was intercepted near Doltala in Madhyamgram around 10:30 p.m. in the night by motorcycle-borne assailants who tailed his vehicle. They knew his exact whereabouts, forced it to stop and opened fire before fleeing the spot. Now, Chandranath Rath died right there on the spot. His autopsy report is out. His heart grievous injuries to the heart, multiple organ failure, and the driver sustained serious injuries as well, was taken to the nearby SSKM hospital in Kolkata. Investigation so far suggests that the four-wheeler that blocked Chandranath's car was captured on CCTV near Doltala area, close to Sahara Bridge at about 3:57 p.m. on Wednesday that afternoon. And police sources confirm the same vehicle entered the Madhyamgram area about 6 hours before the murder. Investigators also suspect the assailants conducted a recce near the victim's house, indicating a well-planned, premeditated operation. The car's number plate was changed and the chassis number was removed to destroy the evidence later on. Teams are tracing vehicle movement via multiple CCTV feeds, and according to forensic inputs, which is again an interesting and a very crucial aspect of this probe, the assailants have used Glock 47X pistols. A special investigation team has been formed, needless to say, under the leadership of the IG CID to probe this incident further. Suvendu Adhikari, he reached the hospital in Madhyamgram shortly after midnight, where his slain aide's body has been kept. Adhikari called this a pre-planned murder, a premeditated attempt. He said that this is the result of 15 years of Mahajangal Raj, politicizing the entire event, needless to say, in West Bengal, and the BJP will now start the cleansing work. Meanwhile, the Trinamool Congress, which is being blamed for this murder, In a statement on X, counter-blamed the Bharatiya Janata Party for the violence. The post read, "We strongly condemn the brutal murder of Chandranath Rath in Madhyamgram tonight, along with the killing of 3 other TMC workers in incidents of post-poll violence allegedly carried out by the BJP-backed miscreants over the last 3 days, despite the model code of conduct being in force." Now, Trinamool Congress has also demanded the strongest possible action, including a court-monitored CBI probe, so that those responsible are identified and brought to justice without delay.
प्लान मर्डर है, ये हम लोग का बात नहीं है, पुलिस का डीजीपी का बात है। 2-3 दिन रेकी करके फुल्ली प्री प्लान मर्डर, पुलिस ने इन्वेस्टिगेशन चालू किया। हम लोग बहुत पेनफुल हार्ट में ये जो मर्मांतिक हादसा हुआ, इसका निंदा करने का कोई भाषा हम लोग का पास नहीं है। दिल्ली से हमारी गृह मंत्री से लेकर राष्ट्रीय अध्यक्ष से लेकर संतोष जी से लेकर सब ने जानकारी लिया है। 15 साल का महाजंगल राज का ये कुफल का नतीजा है। बीजेपी सरकार जब टेकअप कर लेगा एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन, तब धीरे धीरे गुंडा को सफाई करने का काम शुरू हो जाएगा।
दुखद घटना है। पुलिस इज इन्वेस्टिगेटिंग द मैटर। आप धैर्य रखिए। कार्यकर्ता को हमने बोला कि धैर्य रखिए और पुलिस पूरा व्यवस्था लेगी। डीजी साहब आए थे खुद और डीजी पुलिस ने जो बताया, इन्वेस्टिगेशन बहुत दूर तक गया है, किसी को बख्शा नहीं जाएगा। लीगली जो प्रोसीड्योर है सबको कानून के दायरे में लाया जाएगा, एक भी नहीं बचेंगे। 5 गोलियां लगी ऐसी पता चला है, अभी पोस्टमार्टम होने दीजिए, उसके बाद पता चलेगा। हमारे मुख्यमंत्री जी को शपथ लेने दीजिए, उसके बाद हमारी पार्टी की सरकार बनने दीजिए, सब ठीक हो जाएगा। थोड़ा टाइम लगेगा, सब ठीक हो जाएगा।
Chandru was a person I have worked with very closely over the years with different political campaigns. His was not an accidental death. It was a pre-planned political assassination. It was a murder whose fingerprints, I'm sure, will lead right to the top of a defeated party which cannot accept, which cannot reconcile itself to a devastating defeat in the elections.
Well, with this on the broadcast, soon going to be Rohi Ray, spokesperson for the Bharatiya Janata Party, Ram Prakash Pandey, political analyst, meanwhile with us on the broadcast, and Nirmalya Mukherjee, senior journalist, West Bengal. Many thanks, gentlemen, for taking up the time. First and foremost, let me come to you, Mr. Pandey. You know, the Bharatiya Janata Party is calling this a planned political assassination. Now, we will come to, threadbare decoding of what specific evidence makes the party believe that this was political and not essentially criminal. But the Trinamool Congress says it has no role to play. Then why has the party demanded a court-monitored CBI probe? What's your assessment in reading? Is this an attempt to preempt the allegations? If this isn't political, why does it look so surgically executed? Because I'll tell you, the optics outside is that somebody, either of the two parties, is trying to resist the change. And look at how the narrative is already starting to build. It is, of course, a little unfortunate, a little heartbreaking to see that not many, words about the slain aide of Suvendu Adhikari and much more about the politics that is surrounding this. But let's get the snowball rolling here. First and foremost to you.
I don't know, after the result of the election, what we looked, where the BJP has said, भरोसा, the word भरोसा, भय नहीं भरोसा. What we looked after that, with the bulldozers, they are started victory rally, and they demolished one TMC party office, and 3 of other persons are killed by the goons. I will not say to any political party, but the 3 of the persons of TMC also killed. So where is Bharosa? And our Home Minister said that after the election, after the result, 15 days more, the CRPF will stay in Bengal. So what the CRPF was doing at that time? Where is the Bharosa? When the public of the Binaguri, of the West Bengal has killed. Somebody has lost his son, somebody has lost his brother, somebody has lost his husband. So this is not the way of politics. When you have given that to the people of West Bengal, they had given mandate to you. Who will take responsibility of this? Then after, TMC has demanded for the higher investigation
Yeah.
under the
And,
court surveillance.
you know, the party's critics are
The
saying that
culprit
that is
was
being
found
done because the Trinamool Congress
in
is
the
preempting those allegations that are going to be coming. The BJP says that this killing was meant to send a political message to Suvendu Adhikari. How do you think the Trinamool Congress should be responding to this?
we are very sad to say that this type of incidents when it is happening in the West Bengal, it is not good. When we said that this is the land of Rabindranath Tagore, when
Yeah.
it is the land of Subhash Chandra Bose, why we all the political parties not giving the message come together to recover the Rabindranath Tagore theory, to follow up the Rabindranath Tagore theory, to follow up the Subhash Chandra theory, but not.
Okay.
Everybody is saying political revenge. Everybody want to speak for politicalness. They are not giving to the soil a very good. Yeah, when the West Bengal is a good cultured place, why they are not giving the message to the people? You don't do this type of thing. If you look any person who is doing this type of activity, inform to the police or to the administration to catch the fellow.
Okay, okay, all right. Nirmalyada, you know, let me come to you. You were through with us the entire day when we were decoding the historic verdict that came through as well. And just days after that, you know, we're learning of this murder. The charges that are being leveled are that this is a political revenge. This is a political revenge murder for you know, losing out the Bhabanipur seat. And you know, questions that the viewers will naturally ask are, you know, how did the attackers know the exact route? Where was the surveillance? Was there any surveillance? Was there insider information? Look at the precision of the firing. The autopsy report tells us about massive blood loss, about the heart being punctured through and through. You know, certainly unfortunate and sad optics that are coming to light. But can Bengal ever have a peaceful transfer of this political power? And, you know, what's your assessment with all that has happened over the last 24 hours?
You see, let me tell you, though it is coincidental, it might be coincidental.
Yeah.
Yesterday at 9:40, I tried to contact Mr. Shankar Ghosh, the Siliguri MLA.
Okay.
So Shankar was speaking to Chandra at that point of time. I made 2 calls and he couldn't attend to my call. Today evening he called me and he said, Nirmaluda, sorry, you know what had happened. At that point of time when I had called, at that point of time, Shankar was speaking to Chandra and they had already pumped in bullets into his body.
Okay.
So that is what Shankar said today. While I was speaking to him, his voice was becoming faint. I thought he was feeling sick, but actually he has been shot by that time. So after today he called me, Shankar, in the evening.
Yeah.
And then we had a talk. I should not disclose all that here. Now the point is, what you are talking of, that is coincidental. What you are talking of, it is a political revenge. Whether it is a political revenge or not, that is the main question that is going around. In the state. It is a it could be a political revenge, but more than a political revenge, what as a journalist I feel, it is a message. It is a message to the upcoming new chief minister. Whoever has done it, they have already come to the conclusion that Suvendu Adhikari, they have informed, is becoming the new chief minister.
That's for sure. That's for sure. That's your
Suvendu
understanding,
Adhikari,
sir. That Suvendu Adhikari will become the chief minister of West Bengal.
Yes. Has that, I don't know whether it's decided because the announcement will come tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow evening, yeah.
So I can only guess on that. I cannot say. But whoever has committed this act, they must have come to the conclusion that a message needs to be given. And that message is for Suvendu Adhikari, the new chief minister in the becoming. And we have to spoil what all he had done.
Yeah.
Regarding what, it could be a message across the borders. Because if you go into the background, I cannot say directly some organization being involved across the board.
Let me ask you this, Mr. Mukherjee. Let me ask you this. You know, the importance and, how timing is suspect, how important are the timing and the victim profile in determining whether this was politically motivated. Has that helped you in your assessment that this is politically motivated?
Yes, it is. It is politically motivated. It could be politically motivated. It could be a political revenge, but with a message. It is not just an individual target killing. The message target is obviously the new chief minister who is coming. And the message is against the chief minister, who has been saying a lot of things against a particular community. They have records. And that is why I am hinting that it could be, the mastermind could be across the borders. And that is an international issue, which I should not comment on. It's a diplomatic relation. So it is for the government of India
Mr. Mukherjee, a historic mandate, and you were right about the numbers all throughout. The mandate may have changed, but the political culture of the state, which we all know has been, has a violent past, hasn't really changed. So this message that you're talking about, that this was a message, do you think this message has been received, and are we to see more bloodshed over the next 5 years with what has already, been set in motion just less than a week after this historic verdict?
Correct. It could be a warning. It could also be a type of caution. Warning and caution, they are opposite to each other. So the warning is that don't disturb this community, or else the next target might be you or some of your other ministers.
Okay.
And the caution is that watch your step before you move. So we have seen, in my entire career, I have seen political violence in Bengal. I have always said that Bengal is a very violent state. Bengal at times is very, very ruthless. That culture has to be changed. These are all novel talks. But on the ground level, what I found in the last 45 years of my career, I have seen 9 elections, 228 people have died due to polls. What does polls have to do with death? It is concerned with power. Because the only thing is that Bengal doesn't change. Stagnation, power mobilization. Congress was here for 26 years. The left remained with 34 years. And Mamata is here with 15 years. This change, this no changing pattern, puts into your mind the hunger for power. Now BJP has come to power. So BJP will naturally try to change this culture. That is what expected from the BJP.
I think that's what the narrative building has been about in the last 24 hours as well. Look at all the BJP MLAs, look at all the ministers, all the party leaders and workers. They're talking about how they're going to now eradicate Gunda Raj from West Bengal once and for all. And Mr. Mukherjee,
one thing you must remember, they are talking and behaving extremely, extremely responsibly. That is what is expected.
Okay. That's your assessment.
Party.
That's your assessment. They're talking responsibly. I just felt that there was a little lack of, sympathy right outside the hospital when you had to placate the family members. You were talking instantly about how Gunda Raj will completely come to an end. But that's my limited opinion. That can be pushed aside, pushed into the bin for the moment. Rohi Ray, spokesperson for the Bharatiya Janata Party, with us on the broadcast as well. Rohi, your party has called this a planned political assassination. What specific evidence makes the party believe that this was purely political, not criminal? The Trinamool Congress, meanwhile, on the other hand, says that their workers were also killed in post-poll clashes. Are we witnessing this mutual escalation rather than one-sided violence? So what's your assessment and how do you respond?
Firstly, since the investigation is ongoing, it's really not correct on our part to comment anything. This being said,
all your party leaders are saying, sir, all your party leaders are out in the open calling it a planned, premeditated political assassination.
You asked me whether there are some other angles. Our party leaders, for whatever reaction that we have faced yesterday, none of them were insensitive. It was a normal reaction because this has been happening to us since 2016, 2018, 2021. We have faced this. So this was a spontaneous reaction to what even the chief minister had once said, that in 1 second, a particular community will finish off entire Bengal, and DJ will be played along with Rabindra Sangeet. So obviously, this was a kind of reaction that came. People were angry, people were upset. We have been instructed that we will not do anything which is violent in nature, and we are maintaining it. Despite that, today in Shibpur, there was a bomb blast, been critically injured. Even yesterday, there was there was a shooting that took place yesterday. After which, there was a shooting that took place yesterday. After which, there was anarchy. But the problem is that we are trying to solve this culture. Today, about 40 people got arrested. Even last day, there were 100 people who got arrested in total, and about 1,100 preventive detentions have taken place. And therefore, on all these things, we are hopeful that we'll be able to control this culture. We have to stop this culture. This is our motto. Previously, you would not have seen much arrest, but rather there was support. Political support was there. This time, there is no political support. And we are hopeful that we will bring real change, and this needs to stop. Otherwise, West Bengal can never progress. If this culture continues, if this becomes the normal for Bengal, then I think entire India will go ahead.
That's
and
a
Bengal
pertinent
will be
point.
lagging behind.
That is a pertinent point. Mr. Mukherjee, take a look at this. I mean, you as a senior journalist of the state, you know, you've got a huge career, 45 years worth of expertise. Are you worried that this murder, this latest one, could trigger a rather larger cycle of political retaliations, and I'm talking about clear-cut violence across Bengal?
No, I wouldn't say that. I would say that in a welfare state, a responsible government will have to take note of these things. And what I tell you that they are sending a message. What you are writing is absolutely correct. That new chapter written in blood, they want to show, the opposite forces want to show that Bengal is now entering a chapter of blood. It's a symbolic, the way you have put it, it's absolutely beautiful and fantastic. New chapter being written in blood. That is what they want to show. If that is the case, then the government cannot behave irresponsibly, irately, or do whatever it feels like just to satisfy its own aims. The whole thing is about conflict resolution, pacification, and keeping the people happy. That's the job of a welfare state. So the government, the responsibility, whoever becomes the chief minister, if it is Mr. Suvendu Adhikari or anybody else, I wouldn't name, there are three, four names, but he is the obvious big choice. So if that is the case, the responsibility for Mr. Adhikari has trebled, quadrupled, even more.
You know, I did want to bring in Ram Prakash Pandey. He's back with us on the broadcast. Mr. Pandey, you know, look at what Mr. Mukherjee has been talking about. New chapter that's been written in blood. Rohi Ray is saying that, you know, we've been suffering this for the last so many years. We will now try to eradicate it once and for all. And we've made it quite clear. We've established that in Bengal's political grammar, this is being seen as a crime, as a political signal that is being sent, warning or caution. Nobody wants to stick their neck out on that, but it is a clear-cut message. How does the Trinamool Congress now react to this? What do you think should happen in the days to come? Both the Trinamool Congress and the BJP accusing each other of post-poll violence. Are you not worried that this is going to create a larger cycle of violence in the days to come?
Right. What are the people, the post holder of BJP are saying, the peoples of TMC has hold our flag and they vandalized the TMC party office and they start fighting. So my question is there, where is their organization? When the people of TMC or ABCD, anybody is holding the flag of BJP and they are doing the wrong thing or they are vandalizing the TMC party office, so what the organization was doing? If the culprits will take shelter of the BJP, if the BJP is coming in power, so where they will stand?
Okay. A little bit of a technical difficulty with Mr. Pandey over there. Rohi, let me come back to you. Prime Minister Modi said Badlav, not Badla. I mean, you know, is the party essentially suggesting that elements in West Bengal are actively resisting change in this mandate and that also through violence?
See, Prime Minister's statement, Badla, not Badla, was pretty symbolic also because it was the Chief Minister of West Bengal who during an election rally said that this time there'll be Badla and not Badal. So, Prime Minister actually gave an answer to that question. At the same time, see, West Bengal for us has been a civilizational battle. And therefore, whatever we do in Bengal will always be remembered in the history. We can do multiple things in multiple states, but West Bengal being the foundation of our ideology, if anything goes wrong here, we will have to suffer repercussions, political as well as psychological, across India. Therefore, I don't think our party will be foolish, that foolish that we will allow any wrong thing to happen. We actually are looking forward to a prosperous Bengal. There are, the rot here is in the entire system, and it's very deep rooted. Therefore, to cleanse the entire thing, I mean, you have seen the way after coming to power, we literally had to give declaration that there cannot be self-proclaimed BJP workers. There is a particular process, and we will not accept anyone. So this was the problem. Even I have seen in front of my house what happened was there was this makeshift TMC party office. And 2 or 3 hours after the trends were clear, this TMC goons suddenly brought down the TMC flag and hosted BJP flag. So now it has turned into a BJP party office. But who did
Every
it?
election cycle in West Bengal, we see
it.
both the BJP and the TMC accusing each other of violence. Rohi, at what point the Trinamool Congress has been saying this, ever since last night, that the Bharatiya Janata Party should also accept that it is aggressive, its political mobilization is aggressive, and that is intensified confrontation on the ground. How does the SAP party respond here?
I will be very honest here because there is no way we can support violence in any manner. And therefore, I want to make it absolutely clear that yes, there have been incidents where some of our people were involved. They have been arrested. In Sandesh Khali, 10 BJP Karyakartas got arrested. Out of the 50, 40 were from TMC and 10 were from BJP. But this is not a competition. This must end from any party. There are some TMC goons who are joining to attack their own leaders, but even that cannot be accepted. And I don't think we will be involved in mudslinging here. Our stand is clear. If you are doing violence, we will not take your responsibility. Do not cry later. On 9th, our government is going to be formed, and after that, you will be dealt effectively. And you can be from any party. West Bengal being our ideological place, we will not allow West Bengal to go to the dogs anymore.
I mean, all right, fair enough. That is a pertinent point, and, one has to concede that particular point. But let me be the devil's advocate here, just for a second. If West Bengal truly has become this lawless place, this lawless, state, under the Trinamool Congress, as the Bharatiya Janata Party has been claiming ever since the campaign, on the campaign trail as well, one is going to be right in asking the question, why has the party still failed to build that local protection network for its own workers, for its own leaders, despite the years of expansion, despite explaining it on the campaign trail that this has been completely lawless? Rohi.
Do I respond?
Okay.
Mr. Mukherjee, I'll come back to you. I'll come to you.
It's a question for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, see, in West Bengal, the culture is very different. When TMC came to power in 2011, at that point in time, although I was very young, but what I have heard is that TMC also did not have that organizational strength. But it was the people's mandate for which they came to power. A very similar thing happened here. Obviously, there is no denial of the fact that there are multiple areas we have to work on, and even organizationally, we have to work on a lot of things. So obviously, it was a very spontaneous mandate, people coming together. It's a people's-led government. So there are some loopholes, obviously, and I can't understand what to give an answer to you. That why will we even need to create a ground network to protect the common people? It's not about Karyakartas of any party. It's not acceptable that we have to create ground network to protect ourselves from goons. Even I am on the streets today. Very honestly, I'm telling you, after a long time, I'm on the streets of traveling and hopefully speaking about BJP. Even last week, had someone asked me to do that, I would not have done it out of fear. So, but I have done it in Maharashtra, by the way, just to inform you. I have done it in Maharashtra when Shiv Sena was in power. I was a BJP worker. I did not face any attack from Shiv Sena in the sense when Uddhav Thackeray was in power. Uddhav Thackeray did not attack me. So I think it's a very wrong culture only in West Bengal. I have seen that similar things happening in Tamil Nadu when DMK was in power. Even DMK did not attack me. So it's a very specific problem in West Bengal, which we need to cure. There is no particular answer or straitjacket formula here. It's just that you have to deal with the mafias in their own language.
Yeah, well, a last couple of set of questions. Mr. Mukherjee, let me come to you next. Of course, do add to that question. You wanted to come in on that. But, again, coming back to what the Prime Minister said, he spoke about badlav, not badla. He spoke about bharosa, not bhoy. And the BJP leaders are already using words like revenge. They've used words like killing, cleansing, murder. I mean, when it comes to escalation of this kind of politics, I mean, both sides are guilty, isn't it?
So you see, this is a very obvious way of thinking. Politics is not about obvious ways of thinking. Politics is always about thinking out of the box. If you can think out of the box, then you can move. When Mamata Banerjee said that there will be badla, the BJP people took it in a different form, that this time there will be revenge if she comes back. But I immediately came to the conclusion that Trinamool is going to lose. And they are going to lose heavily. So badla has nothing to do with losing. That is not Mamata Banerjee's language. She is using that language because she has grown up with the Congress. She has grown up in a parliamentary way. She could never have spoken such a language. I have been following her for the last 40 years. I immediately understood that the party is going to lose, and Mamata Banerjee is therefore talking of badla to incite the party voters. Number one. Number two. So did you get my point?
Yeah.
It's the other way thinking. On the other side, the investigation that is going on, who could have benefited by killing Chandra?
That's exactly what I was coming to next. I mean, if this was politically motivated, Mr. Mukherjee, why would, and I'm just thinking out loud, I'm just thinking out loud here, why would attackers target an aide and not a frontline political face?
Exactly. That is the point what I want to make. That, again, I'm coming back to the same point, that Suvendu Adhikari is becoming the chief minister, accepting that phenomenon. The main force that is coming up, all these days, whenever Suvendu Adhikari becomes the chief minister, rules the state, the first thing the opposition will say, what will they say? You couldn't save your own secretary. How will you save the people of the state? This question will go on repeating. This is a very pertinent question.
Yeah.
You couldn't save your secretary. How will you save the people of the state? So the responsibility, I'm not criticizing him. The responsibility has doubled, quadrupled, and even gone up multiple times when he takes the oath. The entire thing is that to disturb.
I'm again coming back to that question, Mr. Mukherjee. When, and maybe Rohi can add to that, you're continuous time and again saying when he takes the oath. And when I ask you, say it could be a big if also. Is it going to be Suvendu Adhikari?
As of now, if the legislature party, which is going to decide today, if I am not wrong, most of the legislators are in his favor. And all the legislators,
Rohi's smiling already. Rohi's smiling already.
See, we can't
and all the MLAs are
tomorrow.
Tomorrow
at 2 p.m. you will know everything. It will be led by people across Bengal. It will not be specific to one region. Earlier, we have seen concentration of power only in one region. This time, the power will come from Central Bengal, North Bengal, South Bengal. Everywhere you will find representations. And it will be a Bengal space who will be leading. A son of Bengal.
No, of course, a son or daughter of Bengal will lead the state. We heard you that day as well, Rohi. That's a great diplomatic answer. Of course, within the cabinet, representation from across the state will happen. But is it going to be Suvendu Adhikari? Is that, I mean, that's the million-dollar question at the moment.
There are certain things we cannot say until unless party says that. So there will be speculations. BJP is known to give surprises, and BJP is also going to select the person who fought. Shomik Da fought, Dilip Da fought, Rahul Da fought, everyone fought on ground. So let's see who becomes.
All right. I mean, you know what? Your smile is telling us something totally different. Yes, Mr. Mukherjee.
If Suvendu doesn't become the chief minister or some other name springs up by surprise, you give me a call once again. I will decode that.
Okay, fine, all right. So indirectly, both the guests have spoken about it. Of course, coming back to Mr. Rath and the unfortunate incident that happened last night. A close aide, personal assistant of Suvendu Adhikari, shot dead, murder in cold blood. Bengal's political culture, Mr. Mukherjee, still operates through fear, retaliation, territorial control, and specifically after elections. Even as Rohi says that, he exuberates confidence in his party, he says the BJP is going to do and eradicate it, uproot it from the roots. How big of a task is this? How big of a challenge is this? Because the leftists tried to do it, the Congress party back in the day tried to do it, the Trinamool Congress, but we've all seen how violent this state essentially is. So what kind of an uphill battle is this for the Saffron party now?
I'll tell you, I have seen it. For the first 3 terms, left remained in power for 7 terms. So in the first 3 or 4 terms, they were behaving logically. Then in the last 2 terms, they became violent. They started touching the people. They started beating the people. Skeletons were coming out of the ground.
Power gets to the head.
Yes. And no, there's a legitimacy crisis. This legitimacy crisis is very, very important. As long as you stay in power, your legitimacy goes down, like the depreciation value of a car. The more it remains with you, the more it is depreciated. So also power gets depreciated. In Mamta's case, it was very fast because she ran the party like a club. And the leftists were a party. They were a communist party. And Trinamool Congress was a congress. It was a platform. It was never a party. So that is the difference. The political stagnation
Mr. Mukherjee,
made Bengal.
I just to help the viewers understand the West Bengal rubric a little bit better. Hypothetically, if the CBI probe, the investigation by the central agencies or the special investigation team does not eventually establish a direct political conspiracy, what happens then? Will the BJP then have to retract the quote-unquote assassination narrative? Is the BJP prepared to admit that hyper-polarized campaign, which we all saw, there's no news, has also hardened the political hatred on the ground, specifically in the grassroots? Those 2 angles before we wrap this all up.
Yes,
Mr. Mukherjee.
No, the point is, if BJP has to retract, it is quite difficult because Mr. Suvendu Adhikari, as I know him, as I have followed him, as I have worked with him, I have lived with him for a long time. So he doesn't speak without information. He has some information on the ground, and that it is politically premeditated, it is politically motivated, and it was done with definitely the amount of effort that was put in. It is not an individual targeted killing. You see, they changed the duplicated cars. The mind that was used to kill this particular person. And even it is the person who was made the scapegoat. The message was somewhere else. So as a journalist, my point is more the message and less the person. The person is gone. That is definitely a very heart-rendering issue.
Yeah.
It is heart-paining because I also knew Chand. The problem is somewhere else. Suvendu Adhikari went the way he mathematically engineered his win with Mamta Banerjee, and he knows if he is going to the throne, he cannot speak anything irresponsibly. What he is saying, he waited, then he said that it is premeditated. So I will have to honor his statement. I cannot go back on that. So if he is misleading, nothing could be done. The to-be chief minister is misleading.
You're absolutely right. I mean, the emotions are being amplified here, Mr. Mukherjee, and Rohi with his grin, and you also suggest that if somebody, some other name props up on the 9th, then we can always call you back and help you take your insights in helping us decode that particular aspect. I think it's going to be Suvendu Adhikari, and you're right. So the caution and the message is more important. It is gut-wrenching that, somebody else had to become the scapegoat and the collateral when we're talking about this. I think we're going to leave it there. The people of Bengal have voted for change through the ballots, but the bullets have started flying. And the question that still is unanswered is that will political actors now accept the change democratically, or are we going to see over the course of the next couple of years Bengal being dragged back into the bloody rituals of revenge politics, something that we've seen in the states of Kerala and some other states as well. Let's not wash our dirty laundry out in the open, but let's leave it at that. Many thanks, Mr. Mukherjee. Many thanks to Mr. Pandey. Rohi, always a pleasure to have you with us here on News 9. We're going to slip into a quick commercial breather here. On the other side, a very crucial story, because when we talk about the soul of Uttar Pradesh, we have to talk about food, and there's a problem here. No nihari, no kebabs. Well, no thank you. That's what food critics are telling us. We'll talk about that right on the other side. Don't worry.
मम्मी से नो अंडा इन समर।
क्यों? तू समर में खेलता नहीं क्या? समर में एनर्जी नहीं लगती क्या?